It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine.
It's your boy Dave from the 408 coming to you all the way from my podcast studio in San Jose, Califas, for the first Shoe Shine of 2023. Joining me as always all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia's Drew Evo. Drew, I hope you had a happy New Year's. And by the way, I think the 49ers and the Eagles are on an NFC collision. What's cracking, Drew?
I got a comment on the channel that Dave has. Is like if he would have just turned around and spin around like Mr. Burns, would have looked a lot better on everything. But I'll be honest with you, man. I'm gonna give you the Hassan Reddick thumbs down.
Oh,
because Eagles, I'm gonna be my team gets disrespected, and the MVP Jalen Hurts wasn't playing the 2 weeks. We almost beat the Cowboys. We should have won that game, and we should have won the last game too. But hey, it is what it is. We're not gonna go on a tear like that and only lose one game of the year. I say we're only gonna lose 3 games, so I'm at the good thing, man.
Hey, exactly, Drew. Let me send a warm hello to everybody that's joining us. Typically, Thursday night is not our night. Thanks a lot for everyone just joining us. JC, Walk with Rhonda, what's up? Homegirl, Carol from Las Vegas. Hello, Fonzie619. Big Chargers fan is in the house. And by the way, shout out to Carol and Fonzie that I saw at the fights at the Cosmopolitan just a couple of weeks ago. That's about when I stopped doing the Shoe Shine with Drew for a couple of weeks. Sin City Syndicate is in the house. Big Gambler knows all the odds. Shout out to you. Nopal, que pasa, Nopal? Little Penny, of course, all the way from down under. Sontea Media, of course, always has the great insight on the Robert Garcia camps. Hello to everybody. Yeah, Drew, I haven't been on the air since Bella Bling and I went to Las Vegas just a couple weeks ago at the Cosmopolitan. I was just saying that, Drew. I wanted to get that off my chest because I didn't get a chance to talk about that, man. But Frank Martin versus Mikel Rivera, Drew. Suddenly now Mikel Rivera is not a contender, I guess, at 135 pounds. But were you impressed a couple weeks back with Charles Martin? And I'm going to put that picture up. Everybody's been asking me about this picture, but your boy was hanging out with Raleigh.
Whoa, not Charles Martin. When it's not matching that fucking waste of potential.
It's Charles Martin. Errol Spence was in the building.
Frank Martin.
Charles Martin, the heavyweight. My bad. See, I'm already rusty for 2023. Yes, Frank Martin, the Ghost. I thought he looked sensational in stopping Mikel Rivera. And everybody thought Mikel Rivera was going to be a player at 135. Of course, he acts like he's Muhammad Ali. That stick seems to be something that he's going to have to put behind him. But is Frank Martin going to be a real player? And does it even matter? Because it looks like all the belts are with one guy named Devin Haney of Las Vegas, formerly of Oakland. Looks like Top Rank's going to have those belts for a minute, right?
Yeah, but the issue is, like, when it comes to Frank Martin, man, is promotion and who he's represented by. Because I just don't see a fight with a top guy happening anytime soon. Like, I think he can be a player. He has the skills and everything. I really think he can be some good guys in this division, but it's just who he's represented by. It's just gonna make it look worse for him. Mm-hmm. So, Uncle Al.
I don't think Mikael Rivera, like Santo Media just pointed out, Mikael Rivera is still a player at 135, in my opinion. I think there's a lot that he's going to grow from the experience. He wasn't prepared for the type of tactical technician that is Frank the Ghost Martin. Did I get it right this time? He wasn't prepared. And you know what? Good fighters, great fighters learn from those losses and come back, and they take that in the bank and make something out of that, man. But Frank Martin, he looks to be on the right path. And I want to bring this up about Errol Spence, Drew, because here's the deal. I saw Errol Spence in person a couple weeks ago, and I got on Twitter, social media, and immediately everybody's fat shaming him, Drew. He did not look that fat. If he looked that fat in the pictures I saw on social media at the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas, then I'm obese, because y'all be playing with these filters or whatever you're posting on Instagram and Twitter, dude. He is not that fat. He's not that out of shape. I saw it with my own eyes, man. You saw the pics?
Oh, Dave. What did you miss, Sing Syndicate? Dave, somebody just called Spence a fat motherfucker. That's what you miss.
What did he miss? Your boy be hanging out with Raleigh Romero. We're going to kick it as soon as... people want to know what's going on. Why have we been away for a few weeks other than the holiday, Drew? I come back from Las Vegas, and guys, some of you guys that are very close to me know that I'm going to be doing some serious life changes in 2023, right around the corner. I actually listed furniture for sale because I'm trying to downsize. I didn't think anybody would bite on buying my dining table and buying my media setup where I put all my podcast gear. The minute I come back, someone's like, I want that shit. So I literally have had all my equipment on the floor. I'm like, damn, what do I do now? I've got to like go buy, do I have to go buy a temporary desk? And here I am on this temporary desk, Drew, but we're back nonetheless. And also I want to let you know, if you want to call in and talk to Drew Evo and I, 702-710 3627. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Give us a call. Let's move on, because there was a fight on New Year's Eve. Santea Media is here. Hopefully he's still here, Drew. I called them the Franco brothers on the round table earlier today, but let's be straight. It's Bam Bam Rodriguez and Joshua Franco. They are full brothers, Drew. And this fight was impossible to watch because nobody in the U.S. carried this amazing fight. Franco versus Ioka in Japan on New Year's Eve. I didn't get to watch it. I thank everybody that sent me the link, because Mikey Garcia was live streaming it on Instagram. By the time I got to watch it and replay on Instagram, the fight looked like shit. I couldn't even concentrate on it. I'm going to be real. I tried, and I thank you, Santea Media, and also shout out to Boxing Vitals from Fresno for sending me the links to let me know I could watch it here. But I trust Gail, PR San Diego, Gail, who writes for New York Fights, Drew. And she was telling me on Twitter that the fight was heavily in favor of Joshua Franco, the way she was seeing it as the scorecards were being read. And mostly everyone indicated on my social media that it was a robbery. But here are the CompuBox numbers, Drew, if in case you didn't get a good chance to see it in high definition video either. And I'm sure many of my fans listening here, supporters of the show, didn't get to watch this fight either. Ioka 214 total punches landed to Franco 202. 47 total jabs to Franco's 41. Power punches 167 to 161. The judges in Japan had this thing a draw. Both of these guys, one of them was going to walk away being a unified champion, maybe undisputed if I forget, Drew. But it doesn't say it didn't happen that way, man. You got to go to Japan. You go to Japan to fight the guy in his backyard. You're gonna have to beat the shit out of the guy to take his belts. But nonetheless, most people seem to be saying that Franco won this fight. Should they run it back? You saw some of it.
I'll be honest. I watched the replay of this, and I had Ioka winning it by like 7-5. I had it scored at 7-5 Ioka.
You had a 7-5 Ioka. Some of the judges may have had it that way. Other people thought Franco had it edged it 7-5. This fight was incredibly close. And what really pissed me off is that no American television carrier, including ESPN, wanted to pick up this fight. So I have to ask the question, and because Santea Media is in the room, but listen, Bam Bam Rodriguez and Franco are the real deal at 112 pounds, 115. Bam Rodriguez moved up temporarily to 115 and took on two of the the beast veterans and had huge wins over those guys. Now his brother Franco seems to be the guy to, that could most likely also take out the great Nicaraguan fighter in Chocolatito. But will they get those fights? Is there something promotional wise with their promotions, Tekken and whatnot, that's going to stop them from getting these fights made and be on television, Drew? Because I think it was a kind of a travesty that nobody got to see this fight to end 2022. Was it a bad year for boxing, Drew? 2022 is behind us, man. Was it a forgettable year? Shit, let me know in the comments, guys. Nando, by the way, Nando says he trusts Drew's scorecard.
Yeah, thank you, Nando. Appreciate it. But I'll be honest with you, it's really been a bad couple of years for boxing. Like, really. But, like, people, like, fights that could potentially be made, not be made, like guys making excuses on why fights, not take the fights and everything. People, like fighters today, they go by Instagram followers and Twitter followers, man. The legacy.
Right.
But end of the day, man, like, what else is new with boxing anymore, man? There's like, this sport is just continues to go downhill. It really does. And like, and it doesn't help when you have like people that fanboy, fangirl shit for fighters. Like, it doesn't help with content creators do it too. And we all gotta be better. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, shit gotta be better, man. Like that's why this is part of the reason why shit is gonna be like this for a while in boxing. It's like social media is going to be a main reason why boxing the way it's going to be for a while. You're not going to get the fight you fucking want. You're going to get fucking piss hand fights. They're going to expect you to pay $75 and you're going to have dumbass motherfuckers that pay $75 to $80 for this shit. Sorry, but that's the reality of boxing nowadays. And I think people need to accept it or take a stand. But tell you the truth, like I said, fans today are followers, they're not individuals.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I know your time is valuable. Make sure you guys hit the like, drop us a comment afterwards, or make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. Drew and I are very thankful to have an audience. So, Drew, you're talking about 2023. We're starting off the first weekend of the year in boxing exactly the same way we started 2022, which is with a PBC pay-per-view. But I mean, shit, I don't want to get into economics but the potential for a recession. But are they taking the fans for granted another year? I mean, basically the exact same thing. The model PBC is created where if you want to watch boxing and see the top names like Tank Davis, a star, you got to pay for it. You got to pay big bucks for it, like you said,
That's why they're gonna go broke. PBC is gonna be broke soon because too many guarantee contracts. And in order to be able to try to pay for these contracts, you gotta try to put them on pay-per-view, and pay-per-view numbers are to the shits lately. So you're gonna lose money on pay-per-view. So continue to do what you do, PBC, and watch you go fucking broke.
Yeah, the numbers were not good last year for PBC. I could definitely agree with that. We got our first caller of 2023. Let's go ahead to talk to the 5-1-0, the 5 and dime. Let's see who this is. 510, you were on the shoe shine.
Hey, what's up, Dave? What's up, Drew? Happy New Year, man, to both of you guys.
Hey, Happy New Year. Talk to us, homeboy. If everybody who doesn't know, it's our boy, Nando. Nando, 2023 is kicking off this weekend with a Tank Davis fight, one of the biggest superstars in boxing, and he's not fighting a slouch. I mean, I know we've talked to you before. I think you're a strong supporter of Ryan Garcia and where he's headed. And with that came a lot of controversy last week. On one end, you have Ryan Garcia saying that he doesn't need a tune-up. He canceled his tune-up fight. And on the other hand, you have Tank Davis being arrested just a week before his big event, putting Steven Espinoza again on the spotlight, whether or not he should move forward with a pay-per-view, man. So what are your thoughts on all this crazy bullshit? I mean, right before the new year, Tank Davis getting arrested.
Well, I'll start with Ryan. I think the reason that he's putting off a tune-up fight, like the one that was supposed to be scheduled for like the end of this month, is I think him and Joe Goosen are really confident in the improvements they've made together. And I don't think they want to show their hand. I know Tank already kind of freaked out a couple weeks ago when he saw Ryan on Instagram saying he was on steroids. You know, he looked so big, right? So I think Tank's already starting to get cold feet. So I think if Ryan comes out at the end of this month and knocks out whoever he's supposed to fight, that might have killed the fight itself, you know. So I think they're just playing possum a little bit, hoping to get Tank in the ring somehow, you know. Because I don't think Tank really wants him, man. I know a couple of days ago he was already mentioning a rematch with Pitbull Cruz, man. So I think that's the main reason they canceled the tune-up, because they don't feel like they need it and they don't want to show their hand to Team Tank.
That's an interesting theory. Drew, you agree with him on that? That maybe Tank.
Why are we talking about this fight? This fight's not happening. It's wishful thinking. It's not. Like, seriously. It's fucking not.
Well, it's one of the biggest fights of 2023 amongst young people, amongst young boxing fans, amongst casual boxing fans. A fight that was supposed to take place in March or April in Las Vegas, a huge fight. And, you know, Tank Davis is fighting. He's kicking off the year in 2023 against a very reputable and solid opponent and a world champion in Hector Garcia, who has a huge upset over Chris Colbert. But I want to point this out to our casual fans in the audience, man. Tank Davis is dragging up an opponent from a lower weight up. Right, Drew?
Thank you.
He's doing the same thing he did to Leo Santa Cruz. He is dragging a guy up. It's not like even though if you took a look at them at the not the weigh-in today, but the final press conference, I mean, Hector Garcia looks like he's definitely tall enough, got the reach to hang in there with him. Shout out to Mom Food Planet Things. Thank you for joining us. I'm a huge fan of her channel. Saludos to Mom Food.
Here's the thing, man. This shit's not happening. It's wishful fucking thinking. Then we woke the fuck up, and then we're back to fucking reality, and we got to deal with fights not happening. Like, Leo Santa Cruz looked like the fucking white height and white reach, and look what the fuck happened to him. But like, I'm really, like, seriously, man, like, this is really bullshit. Like, the fight, I don't even think the dude should be fighting Tank because of this fucking allegations. But you know, Steven Espinosa said that, try to clarify when somebody said, "Oh, this fight needs to be canceled" and everything. Oh, it was Rolly that pulled out, and the WBA put him out. Here's the thing that I find real fishy about that. When we were talking about that last year, he didn't bring that shit up. But when people are bringing the Tank shit up now, he brings that up and tries to fucking Photoshop some bullshit and everything. Like, seriously, stop trying with these false-ass narratives. Clearly, the dude paid the girl off. He hit her. He has anger issues. He admitted it. And I can give him some credit. He fucking admitted it. He had him on tape fucking choking a female at a basketball game. And then you got people trying to use race into this shit. Oh, they're putting Tank Davis, they're not giving Tank Davis, but they're giving Dana White a pass. Like, come the fuck on. They're not giving Dana White a pass. He's been on TMZ more than fucking Tank has, for Christ's sake. Like, stop with that fucking bullshit. And Dana White, and the reason why he's on it, because Dana White is bigger than Tank Davis. He's the owner of the UFC. Like, that just shows you Tank isn't that big of a star if he's only been on there for a couple of days. And not for a fucking week. Let's just put it out there right now. I really think this fight should not happen this weekend because of that shit. You did it to Wally, and there was a sexual assault allegations against him. No charges were filed, but this motherfucker got charges filed against him. He went downtown. They were just talking about Wally and everything. We're gonna call the fight off and everything. It's a bunch of bullshit, and I'm tired of the bullshit. It's like every time we hear bullshit from Showtime and PBC, man. Step your game up. Like, seriously. You want people to pay for your fucking cars with lackluster cars like this fucking car this weekend. I don't want to see Boost at his fight. Karen? Like, who the fuck? What guys need fucking Karen, first of all? And then second of all, you got Rashid Speedy Ellis going against nobody. You got Demetrius Andre fighting another nobody. And I'm a big Andre supporter, but the thing about it is, I don't like the way that he's overlooking this dude. And the thing about it is, oh my God, Drew surprising me. He's actually getting on Andre. I am getting on Andre because he's overlooking the motherfucker. Yeah, Belonga like outboxed him a little. The guy he's fighting, Belonga outboxed him. But
yeah, that's pretty sad.
You can't overlook the fucking dude still, man. Charlo and everything, man. Because tell you the truth, what's to say you're gonna get a Charlo fight? He ducks you.
Hey, we'll get to the rest of the card, because actually there's some great fighters on the card, Drew, but it's the level of opposition that's concerning for a pay-per-view priced at $75. But before we do that, Drew, I do want to address, I don't really know how to address the heavy issue that's rolling into 2023, and that's domestic violence. You know, if you're in that situation, you know, I urge you to get help or seek help, whether you're the abuser or the victim. But it's been kind of leaving a stain on the sport on combat sports, not just boxing with Gervonta Tank Davis. And there's been other fighters throughout the history of boxing who've had run-ins with the law regarding domestic violence, and it almost derailed. It could derail your career, Drew. But this week we had Dana White, the UFC president, slapping his wife on camera. She slapped him, and he slapped her back. But today I found out from Homeboy Boxing Vitals that a fighter I really enjoyed in the UFC by the name of Phil Baroni, who used to be based out of Las Vegas, moved to Mexico, and this weekend was arrested for the murder of his Mexican girlfriend. Phil Baroni, formerly of Las Vegas of the UFC, murdered his girlfriend. It's a horrible story in a resort town. It's salacious and involves promiscuity and sex and domestic violence. If you want to go out and research the story, it's a very sad story, and it reminds me of one of my favorite fighters, Arturo Gatti. The way he died as well. You know, actually, he's the male person. He died, you know, of blunt force trauma, supposedly on a vacation on a resort, and his wife supposedly had nothing to do with it. But yeah, Phil Baroni finds himself now with a murder charge, and we've got Tank Davis getting arrested a week and a half before his fight, and you've got Dana White on camera. I don't know how to intelligently leave a comment about it, but man, you know, athletes are human beings just like everybody else, and they definitely have their own demons. And I hope it doesn't continue to plague the sport of boxing or MMA or professional sports more this year, Drew. If you guys want to leave a comment on that sticky situation, please do let me know what your thoughts are on all this nasty stuff going around in the sports world. Drew, the fight this weekend, though, let's get back to that, man, because you mentioned some great fighters. Boo Boo Andrade making his home now at PBC, a guy everyone seems to avoid, that nobody wants to fight, gives up his 160-pound belt because nobody wants to fight him. At least that's what he says, right? Boots Ennis from Philadelphia, one of the most exciting welterweight contenders in the sport. Boots Ennis fighting a guy named Karen. You're laughing, but apparently he's ranked by the IBF. Hey, that's your boy, and Drew's laughing. What do you guys think about that? Nando, you still on the phone with us?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Nando, you still there?
Hey, Dave, what's up? Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, shit. Well, let's get Nando to comment. Nando, the card is stacked with some good fighters. Rashidi Ellis, who used to be a Golden Boy fighter. You've got Boo Boo Andrade desperately trying to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez or anybody with a big name. He repeated that today. And then you have Boots Ennis that, you know, could be the future of the welterweight division, but he can't line up a big fight. What are your thoughts on this undercard, man?
He doesn't want to. Boots doesn't want to line up a big fight, man. You know, he could have been the mandatory for Bud instead of Virgil and Stanionis. Like, he was in line ahead of those two guys. But he turned it down, you know? You know what Boots is doing? Boots is trying to wait for Spence to vacate his title and get the vacant title. That's the game he's playing.
Is that your theory?
You know, that's a big scam. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He could have been first in line ahead of Virgil and Stanionis. Instead, he took the easy path. He knows Spence is never going to fight him, so he just went around for a vacant title like Boo Boo Andrade does.
Drew, what are your thoughts on that? Being a Philadelphia native yourself, and not Boo Boo, but of course Boots Ennis. Being a Philadelphia fighter, a classic Philly style fighter, man, he's saying he's dodging these people, or you think it's that, or you think it's something else, maybe like the fact that he's not with Al Heyman?
It's not without Heyman. And then he petitioned to be the mandatory for Spence. You can't fucking blame him for wanting Spence. No, and you can't say he knows he's gonna move up if he goes and puts a fight in. He fucking Spence is fucking ducking down Crawford too if he does that shit. Like, look at it.
They're
like
all
this.
mobbed up on their side one way or
This
another.
fight, this card is gonna set up 2 fights potentially. Actually, 1 fight. Boots Ennis wins and Rashidi Ellis wins. That's gonna be your next fight.
Everyone seems to agree
That should have
on
been the
that.
fight this weekend.
Huh? It would have been a
That should have
great
been the
fight.
this weekend, dude. That should have been the fight this weekend.
And here's the
What
problem.
do we get? We get wait till next time. Wait till next time. Every time.
Here's the problem with that. You can't blame Boots' people and
I do.
Al Heyman's on the same fighters on the same platform. They should be able to make
I
fights.
blame them
easy.
both.
You don't want to fucking
I
fight.
blame them
You don't
both.
want to blame nobody to fight him. Like, seriously.
What does Boots on anybody though? He doesn't have anybody on his resume. Not even a Kavalauskas type. Nobody. Nothing. Zero.
But here's the thing, man. You assume every time somebody can't get a fight, you assume that they're trying to duck somebody. That they're not trying to get. They're trying to get easy fights.
You do that. You do that with Munguia and Ryan. Why can't I?
Because fucking Jaime here has that fucking evidence. 40
Huh?
professional fights. 40 professional fights.
Hey,
And he's
didn't
been a
Munguia sign
world
up for Triple G
champion
when he was a
already.
teenager?
He's
Hey,
been
didn't
a-
Munguia
he's
sign up for
been a
Triple
world
G when he was a
champion,
teenager?
Nando. 40 fights and he has.
Didn't Munguia sign up for Triple G when he was? Didn't Munguia sign up for Triple G when he was a teenager? Or did I imagine that?
Don't give me that bullshit, man. Like,
Was
seriously,
bullshit?
40 fights and a world championship already.
Hey, he still has
you
a better
telling
resume than
me
Boots. Same
We're gonna
age.
give the motherfucker
Hey,
all
same age
that.
as Boots, and he still got the better resume.
Well, I got a question for you. I got a question.
Better resume.
I have a question for you, Nando. What about somebody like a Sergey Lipinets, a former world champion? I mean, that's kind of something I require a contender to have on his resume, a former world champion. Sergey Lipinets, someone who was in the ring and shared it with Mikey Garcia. Is that a nobody?
Yeah, that's a guy who's a natural 140-pounder, man. That was like Spence being up on Garcia, just like you know what I mean? Lipinets is never a welterweight. He's always been like a 140-pounder.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
That was
So Tank Davis,
that was a hand-picked opponent.
the star of the show this Saturday, is fighting a guy who's naturally the world champion at 130 pounds. So it's no different. They're dragging up fighters. They're fighting up draggers. I don't know what's in it. Today on the roundtable, I said D-Style asked a very poignant question. Do you guys think this will be the year for Boots Ennis to get this fight with Errol Spence? And my answer to that is flat out no. I think without being signed to Al Heyman, he's not going to get anywhere near Errol Spence. And I give all the credit in the world to Oscar De La Hoya for making a tremendous fight between Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis, who holds a WBA title. I mean, congratulations to Virgil Ortiz. This should be a fight I would like. No, I think everybody here would like to see Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. But, Virgil's got a great fighter in front of him, someone with a regular title. And Drew, for the sake of Boots Ennis, I hope that his management, his team can ink something this year that's going to be a solid, name on his resume. And Rashidi Ellis, unknown to a lot of people, is a solid guy. I mean, is a guy who beat Rocha, and has kind of bounced around. He's got to impress people too this weekend. Hey, Rashidi Ellis has got to make a name for himself too. A lot of people don't know who he is.
He's a type of fighter got phoned to the closet once he beat Alexis Rocha and everything. Guy Golden Boy's trying to build up and everything. So didn't really do much more after that. But he's with PBC, more of the same story. He fighting like once a year.
It's a common theme this weekend, right? These are all guys, misfits almost. Guys who Bubu Andrade has been abandoned by his promoter. Eddie Hearn says, I can't get you the big fights. I just can't get you big fights. Rashidi Ellis, Oscar De La Hoya had to let him go, right? Can't get you big fights. And Boots Ennis can't get a big fight. He's fighting a guy named Karen.
The thing about it is, they did try to get the Crawford fight before he fight Anastasia. Well, fuck that dude's name is. I can't even say his fucking name sometimes. And they said that they were asking about the Terence Crawford fight, and he said he wanted to fight that dude. So, top 10 opponent. So, I guess,
So how much longer are we going to be making a season for Boots Ennis? I'm just curious. How much longer? He's
long
going to be 30,
is
25, he's going to be 26.
I'm going to be making
I'm just wondering.
Till you're blue in the
Yeah,
face?
that's what you're doing, Drew. Those are excuses.
Till Dave's
Those
blue
are
in the
finger
face?
pointing. That's
To
exactly what
everybody
you're
in
doing.
fucking the chat blue in the face? My favorite color's blue. This is fucking blue, this lamp.
I don't think Boots Ennis gets a pass past the middle of this year. If he doesn't get a worthy opponent like Rashidi Ellis in front of him, or the winner, or even the loser of Virgil Ortiz versus Stanionis, or even somebody like Buteyev, who lost a close fight to Stanionis. I mean, he's got to fight somebody with a decent resume.
Kavalovsky was out there. Kavalovsky was out there.
This fucking
Something.
division's going
You know,
down.
just do something, man. Please. All the hype he's been
Well,
getting
here's
for
the
like 2
thing.
or 3
He's
years
calling
now.
out Keith Thurman.
And he hasn't done
Thurman's
anything.
not fighting him. Keith Thurman's going to fall cash out.
Thurman.
That's a name, though.
I guess Keith Thurman be better than what he's done. I mean, when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, can't be too picky, I guess. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. He's a fucking name. He beat Danny Garcia, beat Sean Porter. Like, what the fuck else can he do? Like, he caught him out, and it should have been an easy fight. But at the end of the day, man, you have a Showtime. Al Heyman ain't gonna feed none of his fighters to him. What else can be done right now until this fucking network conflict fucking stops and just say, hey, let's make money the fuck together?
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
What's going on with Showtime, dude? Like, they canceled they basically canceled the Jamal Charlo fight versus Tim Tszyu, or excuse me, Jamel. And now the only fight on regular Showtime in the next 2 months is that Ray Vargas fight. Do they even have any money? Is that why they canceled it? Because it seems like everything's on pay-per-view. And if it's anyway halfway decent, it's going to be on pay-per-view on Showtime. It's kind of like what Fox did last year. The only business they were doing with PBC last year was all pay-per-view. You know, is that what Showtime's doing too now?
They're going broke. That's why.
Yeah.
They're going broke. There's too many guarantee contracts. They're going broke.
I wish we had some insider. I wish we had some insider information. By the way, regarding Showtime, man, Steven Espinosa and Paulie Malignaggi, make sure you go to your Twitter timeline because they're going at it. I mean, Paulie's threatening to expose why he was fired, and I can't get enough of that shit. And
Paulie, just fucking do it already and get it over.
He's threatening to expose Steven. And you know what? While I bring up Paulie Malignaggi, congratulations, shout out to Paulie for being inducted into the New York Boxing Hall of Fame. Well-deserved 2-time world champion and a great commentator. Some people say he's one of the best commentators in boxing. That being said, guys, I'm going to go back to the main topic, which is, can Hector Garcia, the 130-pound champion who upsets Colbert from Brooklyn, can he pull off an upset against the hard-hitting Tank Davis? I'll start with Drew, and I'll ask you the same question, Nando.
I'm going to give you a simple answer. Every fight on that card, the favorite wins the fight. That's it. That's the fucking predictions. That's the spoiler at the end of the fucking night.
That was pretty easy, huh?
Because this
so basically what you're saying is
bullshit.
Let me see if I can do this. How do I point at that picture? Every guy in this picture standing up is the winner this Saturday. For $75, Drew's telling you right now who wins this fight. Nando, do you see any potential upset? Is Hector Garcia got the skill? I know Santiago Mira was saying, that for a while, him and this other Dominican fighter, Marinez, that I think beat Raleigh Romero too, used to train at the Robert Garcia camp. Do you guys have enough boxing skill? Hector Garcia got enough boxing skill to keep Tank off him and pull off a decision win?
I think Tank carries him for a few rounds and knocks him out. I mean, Hector Garcia kind of reminds me of David Diaz, a title holder, a solid vet, a journeyman, but he's nowhere near in Tank's class, man. I mean, Las Vegas knows it, dude. The odds are like 5-1 on this fight. I think that's one of the closest fights on the whole card. He's a significant underdog. Vegas knows this better than any of us. And that's what makes this whole card a shame. Like, honestly, I'm not going to buy it. I'm just not going to buy it. I would have bought it. A pay-per-view card for me has to be like a fight party worthy fight card. You got to be able to invite your friends over and not be embarrassed to show them the fights. This entire card, dude, I wouldn't invite anybody to come over and watch these. Maybe they can embarrass to invite them over. If the only way I was going to buy this fight, and I'm sorry to say this, Drew, was if Rashidi Ellis and Boots were fighting, that would have made the whole card for me. I would have bought it. But the way they have it all set up, it feels like I'm financing their tune-ups. And I'm not a sucker like that. I'm not a mark.
Nando's gonna get jumped if he buys the card. His boys are gonna come over
I would,
and
dude.
jump him in his own house.
We got some great comments.
Yeah.
Got some great comments here. Shout out to Fonzie619 says, I was looking forward to the Charlo match. Too bad he injured himself. I know Fonzie was asking me if I had tickets to that fight while we were in Las Vegas, because that was scheduled to be a January fight between Tim Tszyu and Charlo. I think a lot of people were excited for that one. This one's pretty funny. No, Paul Boxellano says, Paulie had to start his own Hall of Fame to get inducted. Ouch. And Sontea Media says, if Paulie had any juice on Steven Espinoza, he would have let it out years ago when he got the boot. Just my opinion. So
I'm gonna make my own Hall of Fame. I'm gonna duck myself in it.
the Broadcasting Content Creator Hall of Fame from Philadelphia. Oh, the Philadelphia Boxing. No, they probably have one in Philadelphia, but that's.
They probably do.
Are you guys watching this? Are you guys buying this card? I'm just curious. Are you guys
Fuck
gonna
no.
buy it? I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying
but
it, but that
see,
doesn't mean I'm not
I'm
watching
gonna
it.
fight
Like
this fucking card.
a lot of people who find one way or another to watch it, I'll definitely be watching it this Saturday, but I'm not buying it. So take that however you want. Yeah.
You know what? Nando's got a better chance of seeing the light than me buying that fucking card.
Fonzie says, I want to go to the Vaquero Navarrete versus Liam Wilson match, but I think today they were telling me that's in Arizona. I don't know if that's true. It'd be nice if it was in Las Vegas, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I know that's a mismatch. That's a fight that's coming up on the horizon. I'm trying to get excited about boxing. Trying really hard to get excited, because when I take a week or two off like we did for Christmas, it's easy to say, fuck coming back to do our show. It's easy to be like, fuck podcasting. I know I hate to say that, man. So I'm supposed to love this show, The Shoe Shine and all, but we're back, man. It's 2023 and great things are on the horizon. I hope for everyone out there that listens to The Shoe Shine, for Drew, for me, for our audience. I definitely have some stuff that I'll be revealing about my personal life, about what's going to be happening with me and The Shoe Shine down the line. Later this month, I'll give you guys some more details. But Drew had a great topic. I'm going to switch gears because since there's not that much to look forward to in the horizon, Drew, what was this? You wanted to bring up this topic. Let's go ahead and roll with it, man. Go ahead.
You know what? This is what I think needs to. There's some people I think need to step up for 2023 when it comes to boxing. I think the PBC is the main. First of all, they gotta step up their game, give us better fights. Like seriously, you making us pay all this money for bullshit fights? Fuck off! I ain't paying for that shit. I'll go fucking illegal stream that bullshit. I don't give a fuck. And like, it really, the main is, and like, there's other fighters I just really fights I really want to see get made. I want the top fights to be made. I want fights that I like, 1 and 2 fight each other, or more undisputed fights happening and everything. And fucking networks fucking ruin that shit for everybody. Promoters ruin that shit for everybody, man. But most of all, and I'm gonna be straight up, content creators of boxing have to step up, because this is a platform that's really hard to generate views on, because of the way the sport is today. And the fucked up thing is the content creators don't even help it half the time, because a lot of the content creators today are fanboys and fangirls. When you try to go and watch a podcast on YouTube or anything, you expect them to give you knowledge. You expect them to give expertise out and everything, not to fucking kiss a fighter's ass or fantasize about a fighter and everything. But that's all you get. And it's a shame that fans fall for that shit. And the fucked up thing is, these fucking promoters and these networks see that shit and they say, oh, they're gonna buy that shit anyway. So let's give them the worst fight possible, because they're gonna fucking buy it anyway. And you know what? They're goddamn right, because you got stupid motherfuckers that are gonna talk shit. And the fucking fucked up thing is, man, it's all about money to half these motherfuckers. It's not about having fun, talking to your people on a podcast about sport and everything. It's really fucked up because it's all about greed to some of these people. And like, hey, we gotta step up to a little bit, but we're doing it. We work our asses off and everything. But at the end of the day, people gotta be better. We gotta step up. Content creators gotta step up and be out there, not be biased and everything. Like topics, you gotta be able to respect people's opinion. You gotta be able to not talk over somebody or be fucking rude. And like, because if you're doing that, you're just having a definition that you're a fucking fanboy or a fangirl. That's what they fucking do. And that's what kills the fucking sport. And it's a shame because the sports, I said, is on life support. And it's not looking to get any better anytime soon because you're not having the big fights being made. Now, Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, that's a big fight. That's actually getting made. And I hope, and to tell you the truth, I can rely on Top Rank to at least get me some semi-good fights or some big fights in the horizon. Probably the only ones. Because I tell you this right now, I don't know if we're going to get undisputed in heavyweight. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're going to get that.
You don't think Usyk and Tyson Fury mix it up in the first part of 2023?
I hope it does. But I look at it like this, man, like the heavyweight division, like the people that need to step up in it or the big dogs in it, like Wilder, AJ, Fury. I think Fury needs to really just get this undisputed fight made and fucking get it over with and prove who's the best of his era and everything. Because whoever wins that fight is the best heavyweight of their era. And I really think that. And the problem is, and another thing, Anthony Joshua, he came off 2 straight losses at Usyk. Took the first one on the cheek, he had a breakdown on the second one. But the thing is, you want to bring him back, and you want to bring the dude a tune-up for Dillian White. Why the fuck do you have a tune-up for Dillian fucking White? He's a fucking gatekeeper now. And people are going to get into feelings about it, but who gives a fuck? It's my opinion. It's a lot of people's opinion. Dillian White's the fucking tune-up. But the thing about it is, people are trying to give fighters a pass. I didn't like the Chisora fight, the Derek Chisora fight with Tyson Fury. I didn't like that shit. And I'm getting a little bit tired of Tyson Fury picking these fucking cherry pick fights, man. It's time to become undisputed, man. Like, fucking say, or fight the Juggernaut. I think Joe Joyce is one of the most avoided heavyweights in the division. He's beatable, but he's one of the most avoided heavyweights in the division. He's good at boxing. He's slow, but tell you the truth, he's avoided. And I really think right now, if we don't get undisputed, I need to see a Wilder Joshua fight. If I'm not going to see that, I need to see some fucking fight. I need to see something.
Drew, let me ask you and Nando, okay? I've got 4 fights that are dream fights for me in 2023 for different reasons, all right? I'm going to spew off all 4 of them right now. Dream fights for 2023. Tell me what the likelihood of each one of those being made is in 2023, Drew. Okay, the first on my list is David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez on a holiday weekend. Don't answer the question yet. Second one is Devin Haney defending his title against Shakur Stevenson at 135 pounds. Okay, that's a dream matchup for me. Another one, Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder for a shot at Tyson Fury again. Okay, don't tell me that one either. And the fourth one is Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz for a shot at either Terrence Crawford or Bud. So out of those 4, Nando, go ahead. Let me know. Are any of those possible this year?
I don't think any of them do. Let's start with Deontay. I think PBC keeps Deontay on their side of the street, and he fights Andy Ruiz. And maybe DAZN does the same thing with Anthony, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Shakur versus Haney, I don't think Haney's going to be much longer at lightweight. I just don't see him matching up at this year, right? And then Canelo versus Benavidez. I think Canelo's just kind of already laid out for him. I think he's going to fight Ryder in May, either in England or Saudi Arabia, and then in September he goes for the B-ball rematch. So I think Canelo's kind of booked up for the year. Because he's going to try to keep him busy with some good fights.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the first one, Dave? I forgot the first one.
Oh, the last one I said was Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis in 2023.
And that won't happen this year because, like I said earlier, they're on separate tracks now. Boots, he's on the IBF track. He wants to get that vacant belt from Spence. And I think we're going to get Virgil versus Bud this year. That's going to be a good fight, man. If he beats Stanionis, I think we get Bud versus Virgil sometime in the summer, somewhere in Texas, right? Because the Nebraska fans will travel to Texas. And that's a big fight. I think that's the fight we're going to be getting. I think we're going to get Bud versus Virgil before we get Virgil versus Boots.
All right, Drew, I'll ask you the same thing. Before that, Fonzie619 says, rumor has it Haney versus Lomachenko is going to happen. Of course, I firmly believe that that's exactly what Bob Arum has up his sleeve, and Devin Haney will make his last defense at 135. And like Nando just pointed out, probably move up and join all the heavy hitters at 140 pounds. I, for one, if he could still make it, I think the biggest fight at lightweight isn't really between him and Lomachenko, because I think Lomachenko's on a decline. Whether Drew agrees with me or not, I think what would be most exciting is to see the two top young talents, Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson. But Drew, out of all those 4 fights, are any of them feasible, or are they just a pipe dream for me?
Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson is a pipe dream. I think he loses a Loma or he moves up and avoids Shakur Stevenson.
Right, he's got to beat Loma, which, hey, this is boxing, man. Loma can turn in the performance of his life. And then the other fights?
I really don't think the Benavidez and Canelo is going to happen because I think Plant's going to beat Benavidez.
Shit. Okay.
I think we might get Canelo Plant 2 at the end of the year.
By the end of the year, a rematch. Okay. If he beats David Benavidez, that's very impressive. And that would absolutely probably be marketable to see Caleb Plant have some growth and beat somebody like David Benavidez.
I think the Boots Virgil match won't happen. I think it's better if they both have titles.
All right. Well,
one of them has a title.
A lot of us have thought that for years, that those two are never going to mix it up until there's some serious titles on the line. And for that, Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence will have to age out or move up to 154 or just retire from the sport. Or somehow, one way or another, Virgil Ortiz, if he's victorious against Stanionis, will have to mix it up and get in the ring somehow with Bud Crawford and his new promotional company. They'll have to work something out.
I really think the one that has the best chance of happening is the heavyweight undisputed, and I'm not even sure if that happens or not. I'm at like a 15% chance that Wilder AJ fight happens, because he's going to have to go to the zone to fight AJ. I don't think it's going to be a PBC fight. It's going to be a DAZN fight, and I'll be honest with you. I think Deontay Wilder knocks out AJ this now. Right now, I think he knocks out AJ. But the thing about it is, man, it really depends on who's the fight, because he said he's going to fight a top 15 fighter. So to me, you're fighting out between 12 to 15.
Yeah.
Because you want to say top 15. You'll be saying top 10 if you're going to fight somebody below top 10. So
you want to talk about a fight that would make tremendous financial sense and would probably not be made. Is one of my dream matches is those two fighting somewhere like in either Las Vegas or at Wembley Stadium in the UK, and that's Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. The only thing I could foresee stopping that is the split, because both of these guys are former world champions, and they probably think they deserve the bulk of the split. Man, what a fight that would be! A tremendous fight. Wow.
It's just it's like, tell you truth,
I agree with you, Dave.
And this Tank Ryan Garcia fight, I have it at 0%. It does not happen.
Yeah, Sondeo Media just posted, hey, how do you guys feel about AJ shopping U.S. boxing trainers again? Again, he's going at it again, trying to rebuild himself.
He should have stayed with Robert Garcia. This is a stupid move that he's doing, trying to change trainers again. It actually pushes you back in development, because it normally takes like 2 to 3 fights to get used to a trainer. this is not a right move. And I just don't. I said that AJ's one loss away from becoming a gatekeeper and everything. And then people are like, "Oh, this is why he needs to fight a tune-up to Dillian White." What?
He's a loss away from being the next Chisora or Dillian White of the UK, huh?
Gatekeeper, man. Gatekeeper status, man. But like, people are like this. Oh, that's why you should fight a tune-up than Dillian White. I'm like, really? This is why. Let me tell you. This is why I get like, what the fuck are you people talking about? Like, AJ was supposed to be that symbol that I'll fight anybody in the top 10. Now, you expect him to go back and like and then we're gonna call the tune-up for Dillian White? Why the fuck would you do a tune-up to Dillian White? Dillian White is the fucking tune-up. Like, come on, like, who the fuck thought that Dillian White was gonna be AJ the first fucking time? Not me. And like, Usyk showed in both fights, AJ cannot adjust midway through a fight, and AJ gasses out. AJ even said, I gotta knock people out to win fights. I can't go 12 rounds.
Yeah, he said it himself, man. You're right about that. Man, this has been an interesting and great fun time on a Thursday night. It's not typically our normal night for the shoe shine, but next Monday, I'm eager to get back to our regularly scheduled time, which is usually what, Drew, like 7:30 Pacific to 10:30 Eastern time on the East Coast. We're going to have a lot to talk about. We'll see how these fights pan out. We'll see if Gervonta Tank Davis continues to be the star, the knockout star that he is, or if he'll go 12 rounds like Pitbull Cruz took him to 12 rounds, Drew. We're going to find out. Nando, it's been a pleasure for you to call one of our favorite callers of all time.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nando. Make sure you tune in next Monday to the Shoe Shine. Let us know in the comment section if you think this whole card on Saturday night is going to be a straight watch, and if basically everybody that was standing on that stage that I had posted earlier is going to be a winner. I mean, these four guys, is it a foregone conclusion that these guys are going to be all the winners on Saturday night? And let me know what you guys think about paying $75 to start off the year as a boxing fan. Worth it or not? I appreciate everybody that came in here. Fonzie, Nando, Sontea, Bella, Rhonda, Carol, everybody that was in here that I didn't mention, Pitch and Show, Impala, JC, everybody that came in. Make sure you tune in on Monday night. We'll get back cracking at this regularly scheduled time, 7:30. Drew, final thoughts, man. Start off the show. Start off the year, actually. That's what I meant to say.
Dave, just a minute. Your wife made you sell the desk.
No, I sold it. I'm trying to liquidate. I'll let everybody know more about that. And next Monday, guys, by the way, I went to Costco and for Christmas and got myself all the gift sets they had on tequila. So if you're a fan of high-end tequila, next Monday night, I will be doing a tasting review. So I'm probably going to get lit next Monday, Drew, like our typical Monday night show. Make sure you let me know what tequila to drink. I'll be showing you guys what I have, and make sure you tune in for that. I'm Dave from the 408. It was my co-host, Drew. Enjoy. We got the last football game of the week, and we're all praying for that NFL player who had the serious heart attack, still in critical condition. Make sure y'all pray for the guy as we enjoy the last regular week of football, and we'll see how that pans out. And we'll check you guys out next week. Go ahead, Drew.
Fuck you, Skip Ellis. Piece of shit.
There it is, man. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.